I used to have two voices. These days, I have lost count. The universe has been generous, the highs are glorious. With hypocrisy, the rules are easy. Like Oliver Twist, I break and take as I choose. But no longer shall mediocrity lead men of wisdom. The old rules swept under the courage of the new era, understanding the laws of balance. Let justice lead the consciousness of men. Hello, dear, and welcome to another exciting edition of Street Pen right here on Nectar Podcast. My name is Blease Bassi, and I'm super excited to be back. Who has missed me? I've missed you too. And happy new month to everyone. I pray that this year would work out, this month rather, will work out smooth for you. May things fall in pleasant places for you, and may you have the courage to pull through no matter what you go through in life. And for those who are just joining us for the first time, this is Street Pen, and this is a program that is set aside for lovers of poetry, for those who love literature, for those who like puns, for those who like metaphor, simile, for those who want to drop punchlines and all of that. And of course, the musical arts are not left out when it comes to poetry. And if you're just joining us, this is Nectar Podcast. And don't forget, you can follow us on all of our socials, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We are all live on Twitter as well. Don't forget, it is Nectar Podcast. My name is Blease Bassi, and once again, you're welcome. Now, this show is a program, as I said earlier, is a program for poets, for spoken word artists, for those who are lovers of poetry, for stand-up poetry. And I myself, I'm a big advocate, a big supporter, a big supporter of poetry, and that is what this show is all about. And we get to learn new words. You know, as poets, we are best described as wordsmith, and we are far known for the words that we use when it comes to poetry performances, when we are having the stand-up performances. And so for us, words are very, very, very important. And we have to get so close to our dictionaries, see how best we can improve our vocabularies, how best we can improve our words, so as to send our messages to our listeners, to our readers. That's for those who are page poets. But for myself, I'm both. I'm both a page poet and, of course, a stand-up performer as well. And alongside, we also get to interview top poets and top personalities who are lovers of the craft. And today, I have somebody special, somebody important, somebody phenomenal, someone who over time has carved his own kind of craft. And the fact that he uses music into comedy is something unique, something very, very, very creative. So moving on, some of the very interesting word that I like to use the word most is geisha. Now, when you hear the word geisha, the first thing that comes to your mind is a canned fish, right? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Now, geisha is simply, it's the best way to describe women, okay? Women who are trained to entertain people in intellectual conversation, in music, in dance. And so when you hear the word geisha, it's your mind, of course, your mind goes to the canned fish. But this one, that's not what I'm talking about. This one, I'm talking about women who are, trained to entertain people. So those are very interesting words. And, as poets, we get to create our own words. We have the license to create our own words. And for me, I think the first word I created was prettyful. That's a combination of saying pretty and beautiful. So that's prettyful. That's my own way of saying someone is pretty. So you can also, that's one of the license as a poet, you get to, create your own words. And one of the things that I like to also share to poets or beginners, those who want to, indulge themselves in the craft, is that you must read wide, okay? You must as well get yourself acquainted with the happenings around you. That can help, give you a direction on what to write. And for every poet, we have a message. It's either a message of love, a message of motivation, a message of peace, a message of solidarity, a message of justice. Everyone has a message, okay? And let me also use this medium to also show sympathy for the girl for Umoh who lost her life. We are without words, and we don't have the right words to, describe that tragic incident, but we do hope that the Lord would help her family to go through that process. All right, moving on. With me in the studio is one of Nigerians, Nigeria and the world at large, of course, one of Nigeria's finest comedians. And his name is Otolori Kenny, who is popularly known as Kenny Blaq, and he's one of the youngest Nigerian music comedians, making the country proud with his music comedy brand. And of course, Nectar Studio is super excited, super honored to have Kenny Blaq in the studio. Kenny, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
How do you feel this afternoon?
Yeah, I feel good. I have cold, but I'm better.
You're better, right?
Yeah.
So how is Akwabon treating you first and foremost?
Not bad, not bad. Reception has been amazing. The love, the hospitality, it's been so good so far. And I'm not sure I've stayed in a state after my show this long, but I think there's something special about this place.
So that means you're going to come back if there's an invite.
As long as there's an alert.
Definitely. Okay, so hashtag Ejigbo to the world. So, we go way back, Ejigbo. Yeah, Ejigbo. So let me just start. For those who are just meeting you for the first time, just a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Kenny Blaq. I'm a comedian, musician, entertainer generally. Last born family of 7. Host of the Oxymoron of Kenny Blaq, Lagos. What else do you want to know about me? I don't really know how to. Funny enough, I don't really know how to talk about myself that much. Recognized as won the award for Best Comedian 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. What else?
Yes, the accolades keep coming more and more. Yeah. But I want to ask you, what is the one thing that has kept you moving, that has kept you consistent in your craft?
I think it is my environment, coming from the hood, where for you to be a big boy, you have to do some things. People don't believe that your talent will take you real far in the environment where I come from. People just believe that you have to add some things to what you do to make it. So coming from that hood, I said to myself, I have to make a difference. My surname is Otolori, which means that someone who's working differently. So, looking back at my environment and seeing kids who have amazing talents, but feel that they need to get to a certain age before they can, showcase what they have. They need to be able to have all the money before they can showcase what they have. I think I'm an example of you're not too young to run. I'm an example of you're not too young to be who you want to be. So those things motivated me to be who I am today, to keep going, and knowing that I have a lot of people who want to be like me right now, who see me as mentor, and I don't want to become a mentor to them. So I'm moving gradually.
The creative idea of infusing music and comedy together, because that has now distinguished you from the older comedians. How was that? What was the process like?
Well, I started as a musician in 2000, and I can't remember 2000 I started, but I was, I've always wanted to be a musician. Have a band, do shows. I joined different type of bands back then. So, comedy is my lifestyle. Comedy is who I am. Comedy is how I live my life. I try as much as possible to create humor in every environment that I find myself. Just picking jokes out of everything that I see around me, which is what we call spontaneity. But music has always been who I am. Comedy is what I am. So when I wanted to do comedy for the first time, instead of saying the jokes, I found myself singing the jokes. And that was how comedy started for me. So bringing songs that and performing them in an hilarious way was how both came together. And even times when I tried to write real songs, normal songs, I found myself writing a funny song. So till today, how music came to comedy, how comedy came to music can only be God, because I felt like music is what I want to do. Comedy is what is really paying me. And God has been able to balance it by putting both together to name it music comedy.
So that makes you a creative writer in that sense.
I'm a writist.
So you're a writer. So in a sense, you're a poet. So if you were to write a poem, okay, let's just keep that question. Looking at all you have to do to be where you are today, I know that grace, of course, is speaking over your life. But what are the extra things that you had to do personally to bring yourself to where you are right now?
Everybody's shouting grace. They are cutting soap for people now. I don't know.
Right?
Yes, and they are pouring soap. So, but I think one of the things I had to do is, first of all, believing in the fact that I am not too young to do what I'm doing. Believing in the fact that in as much as I need people, I need myself more than I need people. In as much as I started comedy at a very, very tender age. I started comedy in 2008 officially. And one of the things I said to myself was, see, guy, no matter what happens, just keep going. There'll be challenges here and there. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. So all I wanted to do was just be me. I don't want to be any other person. Just be me. Just be unique in my own way and be consistent in what I do. Exactly. I won't say because this is trending, I have to jump on what is trending. Even if I have to jump on what is trending, it has to be my own unique ability. And because of the grace of God in my life, I've been able to jump on what's trending with my unique blend of music and comedy. A lot of people you don't hear them often because they try to be like somebody else. So because Zlatan is doing AI now, they leave what they are known for and start doing like Zlatan. Because they will do a shouting shape way and is making money, people will leave their R&B voice. I want to sound like. I understand, but the most important thing is how to use what is trending with who you are. So at the end of the day, you're not lost. So
staying true to yourself.
Staying true to yourself. So I think that has kept me going. Consistency, hard work, and a lot of things I had to do. Beg for shows, watch TV, and see for advert and placement and stuff, and call to perform.
You did make mention of people cutting soap for you.
They not cut soap for me.
No, you made mention of.
I said people are cutting soap. Yes.
So let's use that term now. Who are the people that have cut soap for you to give you those platforms that have made you that have been able to create the Kenny Blaq brand?
Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to. Begging for shows and stuff like that. Then I met AY. I met Alibaba in 2000. I can't remember which of the 2013 or 14. That I met Alibaba, performed at Alibaba's show. AY saw me, he cut soap for me. Yor saw me. Then I was able to open for, I think, was it Ciara? Yeah, Ciara came to Nigeria and I did opening at the Love Like a Movie with Daria Atalade. So AY, Alibaba, I did Basket Mart in London. I did a tour with Bovi in America and Canada, and all these people have, in their own way, helped me. I've been on their platform, and I am honored to say that they have also been on my platform because of the relationship that we share. So, if I start mentioning the names of people that have cut soap for me in this industry, the list is endless.
So, you did say something about how you did not ever think that how you're able to manage music and comedy together. But did you at any point feel that the singing with comedy was going to sell you at some point?
Funny enough, music comedy has been selling. It's funny how when I started comedy in 2008, people didn't get to know me until 2015 or 14. Okay, I think I was at the Calabar Festival 2010. That's 2010, 2011. And after performing, I saw people like, oh my God, this is new, this is fresh, this is like, what's wrong with these people? There are so many people doing music comedy. Yeah. God bless his soul, CD John, who is my colleague, back in the day, did music comedy. Alibaba did music comedy in the 90s. One of my mentors, one of the biggest music comedian ever, Jamie Foxx, has been doing music comedy before I was even born. So watching these people, I felt like, okay, I'm sure that I can do this. So when I started, because of my unique blend of music and the way I'm able to, sing R&B, I can sing jazz, I can sing funk, and sing different genre of music, it started giving me that selling point. And people started feeling like I brought music comedy to Nigeria. Yeah. So people started saying, Kenny Blaq brought something new to the industry, not knowing that this has been in the industry. Yeah. So when I started, it didn't look like something that was going to fly because you eat rice every day now. You eat jollof rice every day. And somebody is bringing fried rice. Before you taste the fried rice, you feel like, what kind of rice is this? I need to be careful of what I eat so I don't purge. And you start eating it gradually and you start to fall in love with it. So it took a while to build the brand in people's mind because people were confused. Are you a musician? Are you a comedian? Yeah, exactly. You talk small, you sing small. You talk small, you sing small. There was a time people said, choose one. You cannot do both. And I started making references of people who've done them. There's MC Basketball, there's Maleke, there's a lot of them. So I'm happy that gradually we've been able to build the genre of music comedy. So when you say music comedy now, there's Josh Too Funny, there's Kelvin Saab, there's Kabusa Choir, there's Nasboi, and
Yes,
it's beginning to become a household name.
Now, so I did say earlier that you are a creative writer at some point. Now, when you're going through the process of writing your jokes and creating that unique style in your jokes, where do you go or what do you do to create something fresh?
Before I started flying, like taking flights to events, the favorite place to write my jokes is in the toilet. I think the name restroom is actually good for it because I find comfort. When you see it happens to everybody. When you sit on that WC and you're not with your phone, so when you sit down, imagine this is a WC.
Yeah.
What comes to your mind? A lot of rubbish. You don't know what to think. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to feel. You're just like, okay. So in that process, I found myself writing jokes. At the point, my parents were like, even anybody in the labor room should not spend this long in the restroom. So, I found myself in the toilet writing my jokes in the toilet, and especially in the bathroom too. I can spend 3 hours in the bathroom playing music at the same time writing my jokes in it. Then I started flying, and I saw the comfort in writing jokes on a long flight. Yeah. For example, when I'm going to America and it's a straight flight, you cannot come down by gala, you cannot wind down. So the best thing I try to do is, use the opportunity and have my moments. And most of the time, I just leave my house, go to an hotel, lock myself, and write the jokes. Sometimes when the jokes are not coming and you feel like they're not coming, I just find a concert and go. I like to visit jazz concerts, spoken words events, and just refreshing my mind. I spend a lot of data on YouTube, streaming and see what's new. So there's a lot of process from the toilet to the flight, from the toilet to the bathroom to the flight, and I can just be here. I don't move without my AirPod, without my headphones. So wherever I am, I'm writing. As I speak to you right now, I might even be writing. I don't know.
Let me ask you, in your process of writing, are there any times that you actually have like challenges in the process of trying to bring your brand to the acceptance of people around you?
Yes, like I said before, it was really hard. But I think now I have been able to, build that brand. And people already trust the brand Kenny Blaq to always deliver. So, but I don't let that get into my head. I still write like an upcoming, I still write like that guy who still want to make you believe that I have something good to offer. So sometimes we have writer's block where you don't even know what to write. Sometimes you have the beginning. My writing don't even come straight. I might write my opening monologue today, and before I write the body of the joke, it might take me a week. Before I even write the conclusion, it might take me 2 days. And sometimes in 1 day, I'm done with everything. So it took a while. But right now, trust me, everybody know me now. I know send.
Okay, Blaq, looking back 2008, the name Kenny Blaq, Blaq. Are you sure you don't want to change your name to Kenny White? Because your complexion is now a little bit...
I said maybe I will change it to Kenny Light.
Kenny Light.
Or I'll just make it long. Kenny don't defer.
Kenny...
Because when I chose the name in 2008, I was blacker than this.
We know.
I was blacker than this. Like, I think if I want to make reference to, even though I walked through the valley of the shadow, people used to use me as an example. I was so black then. I know like I'm using cream, but there's an extent you get, there's a level you get in the industry and you keep,
all the money
you just
is
be glowing.
Hey,
Ben, my sister, please.
The money is coming in.
Don't blow my whistle.
So definitely it will tell on your body now.
I'm still black. Black don't crack. Black life matters.
Still leave that in 2008 and now the black is definitely getting clearer and all.
Shining.
Shining. So let me ask you real quick, how many countries have you traveled to?
Every time they ask me that question,
yeah.
I always wish I brought my passport because I'm not sure I can remember, and I'm not sure. But if I could count, it should be almost 20 or more than 20 countries that I've been able to perform. I won an award in Egypt, Middle East, as African Comedian of the Year. I won an award in Houston. I think the last international award I won was in Houston, in America. And I can't remember because I performed in some places that people didn't expect me to perform. Performed in Egypt, performed in Malaysia. I did a comedy club in Rwanda. I did a comedy show in Uganda. I can't remember, but I know that there are much. I've been to so many African countries.
But what is your favorite place of all of these countries that you've gone to?
I like London. UK is like
Nigeria.
See, no, London is like home. There's no way you get to London and you notice somebody saying "Kilo Shell everybody" because they are like Yorubas there, they are Igbos there. And London is like Nigeria. You know, there are so many things that can. Just that they have 24 hours some things there, but we don't have 24 hours. We have 2.5 hours because they can decide to surprise you. So London is like my second home.
No, Tom, when you go for shows, all the money they spray you. Yeah. When you start singing and doing all the music and comedy, who gets to pick them for you?
The person that's even picking them needs to be careful because if I find them, funny. So.
But you won't be there to actually know how much is being dropped. So
I thank God for the grace to calculate on stage.
How are you able to do that?
I know what a bundle is. So when they've told me that bundle, I know what it is. So when they spray me, even in my head as I'm cracking the joke, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4. So even there's a way you spray me dollars on stage, I will convert it immediately. Okay. We'll not have a problem.
So apart from music and comedy, what other plans do you have?
Well, for now, music comedy has been on my mind for. Music comedy has been something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm still doing. I feel like I've not gotten to where I want to yet. So there are so many things I want to do, but no, I don't want to be distracted from the music comedy part. I'm planning. There is so much we need to do in the comedy industry here, especially our comedy clubs, because we do not really have standard comedy clubs here. So I'm planning to do like comedy clubs for young comedians to come test materials, and stuff like that. And that's what I'm doing. I'm working on an album presently. I'm starting a tour. So I'm not sure there's anything I'm doing outside this music comedy for now. I'm starting the UK tour. We start for July and then for August, and I'm doing everybody wants me to. Like I said, London is my second home. Yeah. So I did a show. I was the youngest African to sell out the Indigo O2 in 2007, 2018, and we're repeating the same thing this year at the Indigo O2. It's called the Kenny Blaq State of Mind. So, and to God be the glory, my special is dropping on Netflix by August. So there's a lot in the. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag because the excitement is. I can say I want to propose now, though. I'm proposing a business idea.
Okay. So. Well, how has the government been able to, help this brand, the industry, the music comedy industry so far?
Well, I've been able to perform in front of the president, not once but twice. I remember when the vice president was giving accolades on TV, and I said, big shout out to Basketball, big shout out to Chigel, and it ended with the very talented musician and comedian Kenny Blaq. You can Google it. I think it's on YouTube. And it shows that our genre is really becoming acceptable. And they've been supporting us. I remember my show in the hotel 2016, 2017, 2018. Okay, there was no date. 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. They came through for us, the likes of FRS, LRS. So gradually, they've been supporting our shows, and we just want to say thank you, but let's do more. The entertainment industry is the only thing that is putting Nigeria on the map, that is painting us good out there, because there's so many things going on. So the music industry, the comedy industry, sports, those are the things that are pushing Nigerians and saying that Nigeria is actually the giant of Africa. Take those things out of the equation. We have nothing to write home about.
If you were to write a poem now for, say, a lady, your girlfriend.
Maybe a girl in Uyo.
Maybe a girl in Uyo, let's just say that. Okay, so in of course a poem. How would you go with that?
So that's the problem now. You see, I know I'm spontaneous, but putting me on the spot sometimes.
No, you're not on the spot at the moment. You're not on the spot right now.
I don't even like sports. But when you started, you said you like to use the word geisha. Mm-hmm. So I have a word I like to use.
What's the word?
Sardine. I know you people are thinking sardine is the one. The person I'm talking about is the one in the can, but it's actually it. So,
is it actually what?
Is it now? Which other sardine do you know?
Okay, so if you were to propose, just imagine if you were to propose to a lady, how would you do it in a poetic form?
Set up. I mean misbehave. I mean talk sardine spontaneous. Okay. Let me tell you a story about my friend Osas. Osas, I'm a very good friend. We've been there the same class. We dream saying that for America we could do our masters. But you know, go believe where we dey work now. We dey work with mama cars. Osas always carry shoes and I say, I'm sure pass. I say, I'm fine pass. Maybe that because he gets 6 packs. But for our class, now me girls the trip for pass because now me sing pass. But Osas they date one of my crush Dorcas. Dorcas, the very fine girl. Anytime Dorcas was pass, police officers they stop. Say, madam, I better come pass because her bag full like baby diapers. And Osas don't want me. Say if you catch me the near Dorcas, it go cause SARS where they put me behind bars. Since then, I know the trespass because SARS blow, no the scars. Until I come Uyo, I realize say if you define any girl we make sense, we find past Dorcas. We be sexy girl past Dorcas. Now Uyo girl sure pass.
That was awesome. Trust me, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Kenny.
Sister, I don't even know what I'm saying.
But he did all the rhymes. He did all the rhymes there now.
Yeah.
Yes. It
Maybe
well.
my rhymes are busted.
Thank you so much. But you didn't tell us how you were going to propose.
You know, with all those things, you cannot agree.
No.
With all those Dorcas, everything says, they can never agree.
They never agree. Now you won't take me shit.
And our family problem with that. No wonder Bobrisky don't give. If this thing no fit impress babe, is that no that do SARS. That they go say Atrusha, the girl finally that Nigeria gives you past stubborn.
All right, guys, this is still Street Pen right here on Nectar Podcast. My name is Bliss Bassi, and we are super excited to be hosting one of Nigeria's finest comedian, Kenny Blaq. And we are so honored to have him here. I think at this point, this is where we just call it a wrap, and we really appreciate you for coming around, and we pray that as you go further, you continue to expand, and the world is going to keep calling and keep calling for you. But I want to know, I'm going to ask this question, Kenny. Girlfriend don't finally date.
Girlfriend. That's the problem. Because it's not like there's no girlfriend. But I have plenty girls as friends. So
Kenny, you know what I'm asking you now. There is always that one place. We all have friends that are girls. We all have friends.
My relationship, my talent, now my career, and right now I'm still single. I mean, I'm dropping a single like before I drop my album. So it's going to be, people just watch out.
All right, thank you so much once again, and this is where we call it a wrap. And thank you once again, Kenny Blaq.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. So everyone who has taken time to view this, we really appreciate. Don't forget, you can follow us on all of our social, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We are definitely available just for you. And before you go, you definitely 1 or 2 rights that you have to do before we go, right?
Okay, anyway.
Definitely. All right, guys, thank you so much, and from me to you, it is bye.